Arira Joseph is my name, the founder of Believers Academy. I have been talking about the 7 things you must know before you buy the shares of any company. We've talked about revenue, that the revenue of that company must be growing consistently for the past 5 years. We've talked about the profit, that the profit of that company must be growing consistently for the past 5 years. We've talked about cash flow from operating activities or operating cash flow, that it must be growing consistently for the past 5 years. We've talked about the economic moat, that the company must have a strong economic moat, strong resistance against competitors. We've talked about current ratio, that the current ratio must be greater or equals to 1. We've talked about returns on equity, that returns on equity should not be less than 10%. Now, the most important thing, intrinsic value, is what we want to talk about now. The reason why I want to talk about intrinsic value, which means the real price of a company's stock, is a good company, a good business. And what I mean by a good business is that that business profit has been growing consistently for the past 5 years. Revenue has been growing consistently for the past 5 years. Cash flow has been growing consistently for the past 5 years. It has a strong economic moat against competitors. The current ratio is greater or equals to 1. The returns on equity is not less than 10%. So that's the qualities of a good business. Now, a good business can be a bad investment if you're buying at the wrong time. So we want to know the price, the real price of this business, to know whether it is too costly or it is too cheap. So that is why we go into investigating, knowing the real share price of a company's stock. So how do we do this? There are mathematical calculations for this to be done. You can use price to earning ratio formula. You can use Graham formula. You can also use free cash flow formula. For all this is the formula we use. But instead of using this formula, we have an application that help us calculate the intrinsic value of a company. So we use the free cash flow formula to do this. So we head over to calculating the intrinsic value of a company. So this is the calculator we'll be using here for this example. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we are. Okay, so this is the calculator we'll be using to know the real share price of any company. So we'll put the name of the company, Facebook, free cash flow. We'll go to our financial statement. Want to look for the free cash flow of Facebook. Scroll down, scroll up. We'll go to financials. We click on cash flow. Want to look for the free cash flow. We scroll down, you can see free cash flow, this highlighted portion here. Now, free cash flow for this year is 43,847,000,000. So we copy this value, 43,847,000,000. Get the value in our mind. Come back to our calculator and type 43,874,000,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 43,874,000,000. Let's check whether the values is correct. 847. Okay, let's go back and check what we wrote. 847, not 874. Sorry. 847. 47. Okay. Now, returns on equity. Remember when we're doing our education, we say that the returns on equity for Facebook was 28.04. So we are going to write it 28.04. Period. Period is the time in the future a time in the future that Facebook will yield profit for us. The mathematical formula, the free cash flow mathematical formula, does a projection into the future to know what will be the worth of a particular company in the future. Now we bring that worth back into time and we now divide it by the company outstanding share. So this mathematical formula tries to project into the future what will be the worth of a particular company. So now, in the future, which year period are we looking for? We use not less than 10 years. We want to know the worth of Facebook in 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 13 years, 14 years time using their free cash flow. So the time period we'll put here is, let's say, let me just use 15 years. Now, outstanding shares, we go back to our financial statement. Under the statistics tab, we are looking for outstanding share. Look at it here. Shares outstanding. It is 2.2 billion. So the outstanding shares is 2.2 billion. What that means is, let's take for example an orange. When you pluck an orange from a tree, it's just whole one. You can divide that orange into many parts. So Facebook has been divided into many parts, and each of the parts goes for $490. So just like an orange that can be divided into 9 parts, 13 parts, 24 parts, Facebook has been divided into 2.2 billion parts, and each of the parts goes for 490 billion. So if you divide 400 and if you multiply 490 times 2.2 billion, it's going to give you a value. That value is called market cap, market capitalization. But so Facebook outstanding share is 2.2 billion. So we're going to write that 2200 2.2 billion. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I correct? Yeah. This is am I correct here? Yes, 2.2 billion. This is correct. Let me remove a 0 to see. This is 1. This is 2. Yeah, okay. Let me add the 0 again. Yeah, 2.2 billion. Now, Facebook current share price. Let's check it again to be sure that it's $490. Facebook share price. Facebook share price. Where's Facebook share price? Let's check on summary to know Facebook share price. 490. 490.22. Right? 490.22. Remember, this is the most important aspect. This is what makes you an intelligent investor. It separates you from the pack. Knowing the intrinsic value of any company, whether their shares is too costly or too cheap. So we want to calculate now. We'll click on calculate. The intrinsic value of Facebook is $693. That is, the real share price of Facebook is $693, and Facebook is 29% undervalued. So currently Facebook is cheap. So if you meet a company that is a good company and their share price is cheap, undervalued, dive in. Enter with all your family savings. No, I'm joking. Dive in. That's a good company to buy. Now, if you want to know more about this, how to calculate the intrinsic value of a company, that is when we bring you into our master class, into premium membership. You pay, we educate you, we give you full access to our software to calculate the intrinsic value of any company. I am Arira Joseph, the founder of Believers Academy. I help you get a Godward investing psychology, and I also deal with poverty by educating individuals about money. Bye.